What's up, guys? Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to the channel. If you are new here, my name is James, and I like to talk about web development. In today's episode, we're going to be vibe coding. I absolutely, positively hate that term, but it's the term everybody uses, so I'm running with it. I'm going to be vibe coding a WordPress plugin. So I've done this many, many times. Traditionally, I used ChatGPT for a very long time, and I would copy and paste from the ChatGPT chat into my code editor, and it was a lot of copying and pasting back and forth. I would copy my code over to ChatGPT. It would tell me to do stuff. I would copy what it gives me back into VS Code. It was kind of a pain, honestly. And so now we have things like Copilot, and so we have the AI agent right inside of our code editor, so I don't have to copy and paste anymore. And the first time I tried it, I gave it a try when Cursor first came out, and it was free, and I could not get it to work. I couldn't get it to actually do anything and put out anything that actually worked. And so I just kind of gave up, went back to ChatGPT, copy paste. But now here I am with VS Code and Copilot, Claude Sonnet 4.5. And it's fantastic, you guys. It's so much better. I can't even imagine trying to build a plugin the old school way that I was doing it, copying and pasting from ChatGPT. Just thought of doing that. Just like, no. So that's how quickly things can change in this industry. So that's what we're going to do today. If you're seeing this intro, that means that whatever I'm about to do actually works, because if this doesn't work, I'm not posting this video. But yeah, so what plugin am I going to create? Well, I'm going to try to make a plugin that extends the functionality of the WordPress media library just a little bit. I'm going to add a little feature. There's been a couple times where I've wished that I could bulk download images from my WordPress media library. Doesn't happen a lot, because why would you want to do that, right? Usually you're uploading images to your library. You're not typically needing to download images from your library, but there's been a couple times where I wished I could do that. And right now they do have a bulk select option, but once you use that, all you can do is delete images. I'm going to see if I can't add a button that also lets you bulk download those images. So let's jump in. I have done nothing. All I did was create a blank file. I created a folder inside, my plugins folder. I called it bulk image download. And then I created a blank file inside of that called bulk image download.php. I haven't even got the AI bot running. I wanted you guys to see that. So the first thing you do is make sure you're in the right folder. So I'm in my plugin folder. You can see right here, WP content, plugins, bulk image download. So I'm in my plugin folder. I'm going to click this, and it's going to read my project. There's nothing for it to look at, but sometimes you're doing this in a project that already exists. So it's going to take some time to, like it says right here, it's going to analyze the code base. Okay, have fun analyzing that code base. And then, yeah, look, it even says the main file is empty. Let's see if there's any other files. There are not. But it can tell that it's a WordPress plugin because it went up a little bit. It can see that it's in a WordPress project. It's still working. As you can see, we got this. So it's not done yet, although I'm not sure what it is doing. Okay, it's thinking created. So it creates an MD file. It puts it in a .github folder, which is interesting. Just assumes that I'm going to use GitHub, I guess. Okay, so it's done. So all it did was create this copilot.md, which I imagine you could go in there and modify it if you wanted to. I'm not gonna. So it's just kind of listing out some instructions, the main plugin file, the interface. There's really nothing to put in here since it's a completely empty plugin so far. And it even, it came up with a very basic file structure. So yeah, let's see questions for refinement, key sections, architecture, integration, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, usually it can figure out what the plugin does based on the code, but since there is no code yet, um, it doesn't look like it's trying to guess what it does. So basically, we can go ahead and get started. Now, every time it does anything, you have this option to keep or undo whatever it just did. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it. Um, this doesn't like send it to GitHub or anything like that. I haven't even initialized Git. It just, if it does some things and you're like, oh, actually, I don't want to actually do that, you can click undo and it just undoes everything it just did. So all it did this time is create the Copilot instructions. So definitely want to keep that, of course. So, all right, now I'm going to describe to the bot what I actually want this plugin to do. Try to be specific. Don't make assumptions, and don't give it too much to do at one time either. But let's go ahead and describe the project. This is a WordPress plugin that extends the functionality of the existing WordPress media library. So it's important. We're not trying to create a whole new media library here. We just want to extend the functionality of the existing media library. So now I'm going to describe kind of what's going on. There's a bulk select option in the media library. But once you choose that and select some images, all you can do is delete them. I want to add a button that allows you to download the selected images. They should. So this is the point where I could have stopped, but I don't know what kind of decision it's going to make regarding how to actually download. So I'm going to say they should be put in a zip file and then downloaded, as opposed to like if you select 6 images, as opposed to downloading, each image individually, it's just going to zip them up and download them. Because that's the kind of thing that it will make those decisions for you if you don't specify, and it might make the decision that you don't want because you didn't think about it. Sometimes it will ask, especially with this Copilot, Claude Sonnet stuff. It will sometimes actually ask when it has those kind of decisions to make, but not always. Sometimes it just does something, and then you have to accept it or tell it to change it if you don't like what it did. So let's see what happens. It's kind of fun that you can watch it think. So it's updating its own instructions first, I think. Okay. Yep. It edited the instructions file first. So looks like it's decided to make this a single file, which I think I agree with. This is going to be a pretty simple plugin. Yep. And it's doing stuff. And it looks like it's done. All right. Let's see if I can find my website. Okay. So let's go to plugins and we should see bulk image download. Hopefully this doesn't throw a fatal error. It didn't. So let's go to our media library and let's see if this actually works. Bulk select. All right. It's not working. So let me make sure it didn't add like a settings page or something. Okay. Then go to media library. Oh, it wants me to go to grid list view. No, I don't want to have to do that. So there's download. So that's okay that it's there. Let's test that real quick and make sure it actually works. So that's an example of it just making a decision. And had I thought about this, I would have said something. because this might already even be an option. I don't even know. Let me deactivate the plugin, go back and see if this. Okay, it's not normally an option. Okay, so we did do something. And let's see if it worked. Media library. And there's my images. Let's extract them. Make sure it actually worked. Yeah, those are the images. All right. So in one prompt, it's working. Now, I need to tell it that I also want this to work in, what is this called? Of course, there's no, what did it call the other mode? Grid list view. So I'm going to click keep, so it keeps all those changes. I'm going to let it know that what it did worked. Okay, that works in it called it grid list view. But I also need it to work in the other view, which I don't know what to call it, but hopefully it understands. It just said, actually, I need to research this more. I think it confused itself calling it grid list view. I think this is list view, and I think this is grid view. But it said, go to grid list view, bulk select. So we'll see if it can. The good thing about this is when it's done, I'll go test it. If it didn't work, I'll just come back and click undo because I kept the last changes, which worked perfectly fine in the list view. So if this doesn't work, I'll just click undo and we'll try it again. So looks like he's done. Let's go back here, refresh, bulk select. Yeah, it's not work. Oh wait, I need to reactivate my plugin. Bulk select, download selected. Let's click it. Let's go check. See if it actually worked. Go to our downloads. Here's our new zip. There they are. There's 3 images this time. That's it, y'all. I have a plugin. I have a working plugin. We'll keep. This is a pretty simple one, granted, but I've built very complex plugins. In fact, if we want to take a look at Roadmap WP, it's the first plugin I ever made. Started making this like 2 years ago. This is complex. I mean, we're using what am I trying to say? Composer. We're using NPM. We got build scripts going on in here because we got grunt file. We got blocks. We're using React, made some Gutenberg blocks. So here's all the blocks, and then here's the blocks built. A lot of files in here. This is a very complex plugin, and I created it completely with AI. I created all this with the ChatGPT method, but I came in here with this new Copilot, and I had it run like PHP. What is it? PHPCS or PHP stan, whatever, on everything in the entire plugin, fixed all the errors that it found. I ran the plugin checker from WordPress, fixed those errors. Yeah, pretty amazing if you ask me. But so if we want to go back, speaking of those tests, if we go back to our plugin and we can just say, let's open this session back up. I want to check for security issues and best coding, best PHP WordPress coding practices. Can you run PHPCS, PHP stan? I don't remember the difference on this file. And let's see if it finds anything. So it's actually going to install Composer for me. It's going to install the scripts that it needs. It's going to run the tests. It's going to do all that for me. I'm going to probably have to click allow a couple times here because it's going to try to do stuff. And it's going to, yep. So I can just click allow every time, or if I want, I can say always allow exact command line. So I could say whatever it's trying to do here, go for it. Allow all commands in this session. I'm just going to do that now because I've done this before. I trust it. I trust it to install Composer and run these tests that I want it to run. So otherwise, normally I'd have to click allow a few more times for this process. You can see everything it's doing. At some point over here, we'll see a Composer file pop up and we'll see the vendor folder pop up. I do think it's a little slower when I'm recording. Yep, so it's doing PHPCS, which is CodeSniffer from Squiz Labs. Yep, so the first thing it did is it realized PHPCS hasn't been found yet. And so it's going to install Composer and all that stuff eventually. Okay, so I clicked stop because it was just stuck forever. Are you stuck? You weren't doing anything for a long time. This happens to me every once in a while where I'm just like, are you actually doing something? No, I don't want you to do a manual code review. I do want to use PHPCS. I just didn't know why you weren't doing anything for so long. It doesn't normally take that long to install Composer in PHPCS. See, look at that. Look how fast, like it was clearly stuck. Something happened before and it was sitting there thinking. It happens every once in a while. So I just canceled it and basically restarted it. And now look at that. Boom. We got Composer JSON. We got a vendor folder full of stuff. Like it's just happening. And it's doing stuff. This PHPCS found no issues. Cool. Not super surprising since it's just this. I mean, there's not a ton in here. And the AI bot is good these days at doing things properly. A lot of people are like, oh, you vibe coded it, so that means it's full of security holes and it's terribly coded. Is it though? So we could put a little effort into making sure this stuff is correct. Like instead of this, I could put my name, which I think I will. Since I probably will actually distribute this plugin. It's one of those plugins that it's like, it's not going to be super popular. This is not a thing you need to do very often. But at the same time, it is something that I could possibly extend. There probably are other things that people wish they could do in the media library. So I could possibly, extend this plugin to actually be more useful. But yeah, that's it. So it did a PHPCS scan, found no issues. We're good to go. And it worked. It worked just like that. Basically one shot. We did one prompt and it worked in list view. So we gave it one more prompt and said, hey, we also want it to work in the other view. And it did. Just boom. Boom, boom, boom. Easy peasy. I mean, this video is only, I can't tell how long this video is. It doesn't show me, or if it does, I can't see it. But I mean, we're talking, there it is. This video is 20 minutes long. And a lot of it was me talking and just waiting for the AI bot to think. So honestly, if you're not impressed by this, I don't know. You're just very difficult to impress. If you're also not a little bit worried about this, I mean, come on. I know there's a lot of people who, they're covering their ears. They're sticking their head in the sand. They're saying, no, AI is never going to replace my job. I'm just too important. I'm too good at what I do. I mean, if you're out there building websites and you're charging less than $5,000 for those websites, I don't know, man. I'd be worried. I would be worried. We're not there yet. We're not to the point yet where a completely non-tech person is going to feel comfortable using AI to make their own website yet. So if you're one of those people who are just convinced that AI is not coming for your job just because it hasn't taken your job yet, try to remember that AI is only like 3 years old. 3 years. And the first year, it was terrible. I mean, terrible. It struggled with doing math in the chat box. Okay. It was terrible. And then all of a sudden, it got better and better and better. And now we have all these different bots competing with each other. We got ChatGPT, we got Claude, we got Google, we got Grok. I mean, come on, you guys. If you don't, I mean, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you know, some of y'all who are just so sure that your job is going to be secure forever and you're only 40 years old and you have 30 more years left to work almost before you retire, ask yourself, what is AI going to be able to do 10 years from now? Considering what it can already do. You just watched me one-shot a WordPress plugin that passed a PHPCS scan. And that's after 3 years of existence. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't have any advice other than watch out. I don't know what I'm going to do, to be honest. I am a little worried about what things are going to look like for me 5 years from now. You know, is anybody going to want to pay me to build them a website when they can go to, Lovable and describe what they want their website to do? And it just makes the website for them. Yeah. Fun times are coming, guys. But for now, let's just enjoy and just revel in the coolness of it. And at least for a few minutes, just watch this video. Don't freak out about the future. Just think, wow, isn't that cool? Isn't that neat? And ask yourself, what can you do? Maybe you're like me, and you're not a full-blown developer, but you've had ideas for WordPress plugins. What could you do? Fire up VS Code, get Copilot going, and just try it, man. Just tell it what you want to do, and you might be surprised at what you can accomplish that you were not able to accomplish before. So, all right, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.